अभी से कर दूं सर शेयर के बाद में करूं?
हाँ, एक मिनट सर, थोड़ा मैं देख लूं। लाइव हो गया? सौरभ चेक करिएगा।
अभी तो सर लाइव 5 सेकंड्स हो गया है। राजेश सर पहले इंट्रोडक्शन वगैरह आपका थोड़ा रिमार्क्स हो जाए।
जी सर।
शेयरिंग
जी
10 मिनट बाद।
ठीक है स्टार्ट।
लाइव इट इज
ओके
लाइव सर।
जी
ओवर टू अंकुर सर। इट्स यूट्यूब लाइव।
तब तक लाइव नहीं हुआ है, 1 मिनट दिखा रहा है, टाइमर चालू है अभी।
नहीं, इट इज ऑन। आई एम वाचिंग।
हाँ सर, लाइव हो गया।
यस अंकुर जी।
स्टार्ट करें सर?
यस यस
ओके।
प्लीज पिन टू अंकुर सर ऑन द स्क्रीन।
जी सर।
I am Ankur Agrawal, Assistant Professor, Sri RNS Institute of Pharmaceutical Science and Technology, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. As a moderator of today's webinar, welcome all. I welcome Dr. Shashi Alok ji, President, Society of Pharmaceutical Science and Research, Mrs. Monica Sabarwal ma'am ji, Secretary, Society of Pharmaceutical Science and Research, Joint Secretary Mr. Saurabh Kose sir ji, Associate Professor, ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga, Punjab. Joint Moderator Mr. Sanjay Nagdev sir ji, Assistant Professor, Sri Prakash Chand College of Pharmacy, Maharashtra. Today's webinar organized by Society of Pharmaceutical Science and Research, associate within Ideal College of Pharmacy, Palghar, Maharashtra. I welcome Dr. Sunil Singh Sarji, Principal, Ideal College of Pharmacy, Palghar, Maharashtra. I heartily welcome Dr. Sunil Sarji, Ideal Institute of Pharmacy, Palghar, Maharashtra, and I also heartily congratulate to all SPSR team. I welcome our today speaker, Mr. Rajesh Bagji, Director, Pharma Tutor Education, Director, Pharma Tutor Education Lab, India's top pharmacy career web portal and MNT website owner. And also special thanks and welcome our SPSR team member, Shivam ji, Roshan ji, Harry ji, and Manu Sangai ji, and all SPSR team. Now over to Sanjay sir for about the webinar.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sanjay Arjun Das Nagdev, Assistant Professor from Sri Prakash Chand Jain College of Pharmacy and Research, and I would like to welcome you all here. And the theme for today's webinar is Career in Pharmacy. The profession of pharmacy is an integral part of healthcare system worldwide, and also the pharma sector is one of the largest sector with a revenue of 2.8 trillion US dollars. And even in this time of the pandemic, from its start, it is the only sector working 24/7 to support the system like a backbone. But still, there is a perception that doing any course in pharmacy means just to open a medical shop or working as an MR or working as a production staff in any pharma company. But even the students and we are not aware about the opportunities which are present over there in the pharmacy field. But there are many opportunities or job opportunities in the pharma field that we are not aware about it and we don't even know about it. And that's why we have chosen this theme, career in pharmacy, for today's webinar. And now I would like to request or invite Dr. Shashi Alok sir, President SPSR, for the welcome remarks. Over to you, sir.
Welcome and good morning to all. Today webinar is career in pharmacy, and I would like to welcome Rajesh Wagaji, Director, Pharma Tutor, Saurabh Kuse, Joint Secretary, SPSR, Dr. Sunil Singh, Principal, Ideal College of Pharmacy, Moderator of this conference, Ankur Agarwal, Joint Moderator, Sanju Nagdev, and Media Coordinator, Roshanji Shivam, and Monica Sabarpal, Secretary, SPSR, and SPSR staff, Dilip Kumar Chanchal, Sunil Raikwar, and Shivam. So now I welcome to all. Presently, we have a speaker, excellent speaker, Rajesh Wagaji. राजेश वागा जी को किसी इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है, और जो कि फार्मा पोर्टल है फार्मा ट्यूटर, वो ऑल नोन इंडिया में एज वेल वर्ल्ड में और पूरी जगह वो सभी लोग उसको जानते हैं. तो आज के बिना जो स्पेशली स्टूडेंट्स हैं फाइनल ईयर के बी फॉर्म या एम फॉर्म या जो पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स हैं, उनको डेफिनेटली कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी नॉलेज मिलेगी कि वो कुछ जानेंगे चीज की फार्मेसी में कैसे हम अपने करियर को बिल्डअप करें. तो मैं वेलकम करता हूँ राजेश जी आपका सोसाइटी ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल साइंस एंड रिसर्च में. मैं नाउ ओवर टू मॉडरेटर सौरभ कोसे जी, जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी एसपीएस.
Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction of the today's webinar. Now, I welcome all the speaker and all the virtual participants. Now, without taking any time, I would like to over to Mr. Sanjay Nagdev ji for the today's speaker's bio sketch. Please, over to Dr. Sanjay.
Good morning, sir. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Rajesh Wag sir, the Director of Pharma Tutor. Wag sir completed his pharmacy graduation with final year distinction from Propanidhi College of Pharmacy, Bangalore in 2009. And during his studies in third year in early 2008, he started an online portal www.pharmatutor.org with the aim of helping novice pharmacists and the researchers. And now, after a decade, Pharma Tutor has visitors from more than 200 countries with more than 12 million of page views per year and more than 1.55 lakh of daily emails. And Mr. Rajesh Wag received award for Best Amenity Portal in an event hosted by IPA Anandpur, Andhra Pradesh at Raipur. And Rajesh Wag sir received an honorary award from Member of Parliament Shri C.R. Patil sir for online pharmacy work at an event in Surat. Pharma Tutor was awarded as Best Indian Pharma Website and ranked number 4 in the world by the Feed Post. And Pharma Tutor was partnered with NASDAQ Global Newswire Division, and its logo was announced on the Times Square, New York, USA in this regard. Pharma Tutor is actively connected with government's pharma-related events through PhD Chamber and CII, etc. Pharma Tutor is also being media partner with many national, international conferences, seminars, and webinars. And Pharma Tutor provides the details like recruitment facilities for pharma and life sciences, news publications, publishing a peer-reviewed monthly online journal, providing online GPAT crack course, free career counseling for students, and admission-related assistance to pharma colleges and universities. And with this brief introduction about Rajesh Wag sir and Pharma Tutor,
I request before starting the session, Dr.
Yes.
Sunil Singh to please have two lines of encouragement about the Associate Institute also, sir.
okay.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Dr. Sunil Singh, I welcome you all, and I am also privileged to SPSR and Dr. Shashi Alok, sir, President, Monica Madam, all entire team to encouraging this type of session. And today's our speaker is also very eminent personality. It is already well known to all of us, and we will get definitely very vast knowledge in our career also, as well as our student. It is beneficial to our student also. So जैसा कि शशि सर ने बोला कि इनको इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है, तो ये हमारा प्रिविलेज है कि हमारा भी कॉलेज आपके एसोसिएशन के साथ अटैच होकर के एक अच्छा काम करने की कोशिश कर रहा है. और हम लगातार ऐसे काम करते रहेंगे सर, बढ़ते रहेंगे। और राजेश वाघ सर हमारे लिए नए नहीं है, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट में सर ने एक बार विजिट भी किया हुआ है। तो our student is also introduced with him sir. So thank you very much Rajesh sir, आपने हमें समय दिया। Thank you SP sir also. So I would like to hand over the session to Rajesh sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing. I just want to, before starting the session, I want to thank SPSRT, Dr. Sasialok sir, Jose sir, Sunil sir, Sanjay Nagdev sir, Ankur Agarwal ji. Because see, career in pharmacy, when we talk, it's a very diversified segment. Pharmacy is very diversified segment, and when other people are struggling to get job, pharmacists are actually struggling to choose job, which job to go. They are struggling in that which field to choose, where to go, whether what to do. So this level of difference is there in pharmacy. So I will just share you a presentation. Hope everyone can see that, right? I just want to, before starting the session, I want to thank SPSRT, Dr. Sasialok. Everyone can see that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, this is what the career in pharmacy. Pharmacy's career is very diversified. If you compare with only some of the engineering branches have this privilege that they have so many ways that they can start their careers. But pharmacy in the healthcare is, we can say, only one segment, only one sector in which many jobs are available, even chances for entrepreneurships are there. So these all things we are going to see in this session. So what we will going to cover, we are going to take pharma opportunities, various job opportunities in pharmaceuticals, then academic skills, what is the importance of studies, what skills are required to get a job. Okay, then how to choose job, we will understand which job is best for you people. Okay, as I am informed that most of you are from the final year and informed final year. So definitely after completion of your studies, you are going to choose a job. So which is the best job for you? Okay, and how to get it. This is very important. Most of the people have this question that how to get job, how as a fresher, how to start, what are the opportunities, how to find them. So we will cover all these important things one by one. Before going in the career in pharmacy, we will just see the overview of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. Because before getting hired in any industry, you need to have overall knowledge about that industry. And pharmaceutical industry is so vast and so deep knowledge is required to understand it. So, India is the largest generic provider in the world. Almost 50 to 60% or more than that, generic medicines are supplied to the world by India. As you are aware, you may aware that during this pandemic of COVID-19, you have seen that hydroxychloroquine as well as painkillers and most of the medicines are supplied by India to the world. Apart from that, remdesivir is also what the Dr. Reddy's Lab and Hetero and these all companies got approval from that parent company to make the generic of that particular medicine and sell it to total 127 countries, including India. So this is the repo of Indian pharmaceutical industry. We are actually leading in the generic market. Okay, and generic market, when we compare with Indian pharmaceutical market, there is a huge difference in generic market, which we call in USA or UK, and what we call in India. Okay, because generic medicine has same quality, same efficacy. Okay, so this is what it is, a generic medicine. Then we are supplying more than 50% demand of various vaccines. As you are aware that right now many vaccines research are going on for this COVID-19, and for the same, India is also a leading player who will going to make, once any country is making start making this vaccines after approval, they will going to have a collaboration with Indian pharmaceutical company to reach the demand, because there will be a huge demand. If someone is succeeding, there will be a huge demand, and that can be only Indian pharmaceutical industries have capacity to reach that demand. Apart from that, current market capture of Indian pharmaceutical is around somewhere around $40 billion. That means of the world, total pharmaceutical market is somewhere around 1,400 or something like that. So we have a huge market to cover. Huge opportunities are there in front of us that we can get in future. Okay. So Indian pharmaceutical sector is expected to grow US dollar 100 billion, and medical US market is expected to grow US dollar 25 billion by 2025. And India is having most FTA approved plant outside USA, which is a very proud moment also for us that most of the FDA approved plants are there in our country. Here I have some examples of a graph that you can see that every year, if you are seeing in the first one that generic drugs approval in US FDA, you can see the numbers are increasing every year. This is the data up to financial year 2018, but still every year it is increasing right now also. And if you are seeing in the second one, the ANDA approvals are also increasing almost around 33% or somewhere around that. Every year, this average is maintained by Indian pharmaceutical industry for new drug, for generic drug approvals. ANDA is for the generic drug approvals. And also, in incoming days, so many medicines are going to lose patent in USA. So this is again going to have a big chance for pharmaceutical industry to capture the market. Here we have taken some examples that almost you can see the big job providers, big job creators in our country have this much job losses. If you can see auto manufacturing, 2 to 3 million jobs are lost. In retail, unorganized and organized sector, 6 million jobs are lost in the last 3 months. In auto dealership, 2 lakhs. In even education system also, almost around 3.6 millions of jobs are lost. So you can see that all these sectors have job loss, but I'm glad to say that pharmaceutical industry are actually hiring right now. There is no any job cuts are not seen, not at any big moment we can say. Nothing is like that. Pharmaceutical industries are hiring right now. If you are going through the net and all, you will make sure that the pharmaceutical industries are hiring. And also this happened in 2008 when financial crisis were there. During that period also, pharmaceutical industry was not impacted much. So pharmaceutical industry has a diverse scenarios in compared to other industries. So first we will discuss about pharma opportunities, that which are the job opportunities are there for you people after completion of your graduation or post-graduation in pharmacy. So we can divide them in 3 major parts. Okay, first is industrial jobs, then hospital and healthcare sectors, and other jobs. So industrial jobs means after pharmacy completion of pharmacy, you can join in pharmaceutical industry, clinical research organization, biopharmaceutical industry, or herbal industries, and other industries are also there, like nutraceuticals and many others are there, where pharmacists can actually join in. Apart from this, second is hospital and healthcare, where community pharmacist or hospital pharmacist can work. And right now, as PharmD is introduced, almost more than 10 years are completed for this course. So clinical pharmacy is also emerging as a very big sector now. Government is also trying to work out on that how they can fulfill the criteria, and also other where government and other career options we will discuss. So first, industrial jobs. I have divided industrial jobs in these 8 major sections, that is production, drug regulatory affairs, QA/QC, IPR, R&D, clinical research, sales, and packaging. So pharmacists can perform various tasks in pharmaceutical industry where they are not in a direct contact with patients. The Indian pharmaceutical industry stands strong in past recessions and COVID-19 pandemic, which we already discussed, and low-cost R&D services, bulk drug and clinical trials affordability makes India as preferred destination of pharmaceutical production. So the first is pharmaceutical production. You all may be aware about pharmaceutical production, where production of pharmaceutical dosages are going on, where various dosages we have, like tablets, capsules, orals, vaccines, so many diversified sectors are there in which pharmacists are required. Then QA and QC. When the QC is, you may also aware about the QC. QC is where the production material or drugs are completed with that. Then after that, they are checking for the quality of the product, which is very important. As per WHO, Indian pharmaceutical companies, most of the small scale companies are not able to meet quality requirement, which are world level needs right now. Even in the India also it is required. Quality products should be there. So this is very important sector, QC. And QA means where after completion of all the checkouts, the QA professionals will actually look out whether this medicine is particular, has particular quality checks are completed, production is went proper, even packaging is went performed perfectly. So these all things are comes under this QA and QC. Then drug regulatory affairs. This is very important sections right now. Pharmaceutical industries are hiring regulatory affairs professionals because any medicines, even in the generic or research molecules, when they are coming in the market, so they need to be make sure that they, if suppose they are launching that particular drug in USA, so they need to be compiled with the US FDA guidelines. If they want to launch it in India, so they need to be verified with CDSCO. Okay. Likewise, every country has their own medicinal regulations which should be fulfilled before launching that particular medicine. So this is the sector where regulatory affairs professionals are making all those arrangements which are requirement for particular medicines to get approved. Next is IPR. Intellectual property rights, I think we discussed in this session also earlier, that IPR is actually any new medicines if you are making, or any process patent we are making, or any product patent we are making. So we need to file the patent for that. We need to what we say, protect our rights. Okay, so that particular medicine should not be made by any other companies. So this is what the IPR professionals are doing. They are creating intellectual rights for that particular branch. Then R&D. So research and development is also itself is a very vast field. Where in research and development we can include F&D also, in product packaging also it is a research, in production also it is a research. So every segment has its own research teams and research capabilities. Mainly in pharma, F&D and molecule level research means R&D, chemical level research we can say. So these are main branches where pharmacists can actually work. Then clinical research and pharmacovigilance itself. Clinical research also require a huge number of pharmacists because it's all four parts are there, for phases are there. Clinical trial 1, 2, 3, 4. So every phases, and last is pharmacovigilance is also there. So in all these phases, they need pharmacists for regulation as well as to filing, to documentation. Everywhere pharmacists are required. Then packaging. So nowadays, if you are aware or not, I'm not sure, that packaging is also very important. Sometimes when we buying any product, by just seeing the packaging also, we think that this product has good quality. It gives us a good impression by packaging itself. And also, apart from that, pharmaceutical products are important. In packaging in pharmaceutical product is important because some of the medicines require proper packaging guidelines are there. If some vaccines or sera are there, so some temperatures are set for that. So, if some liquids are there, so some proper bottles should be there. So some different rules and regulations and SOPs are there for packaging. Even in the packaging, the things which you have to mention, if any small ingredient is missing in your packaging, that will also create problem for the pharmaceutical industry. So it is very important. Packaging is also a very important field where pharmacists can work. And out of all this, I will say sales is very important for any pharmaceutical company. Because see, if you are not going to sell any product, what is the use of production and R&D or any other field? How they will get a salary for that? So sales is very important for any company, and sales department are highest paid professionals If you have capability, you can even reach in the board of directors of that particular company. It's a totally skill-based work where pharmacists can actually work, and pharmacy knowledge, other than any other graduates, pharmacy knowledge is very useful for a person to grow. We have many examples. We have seen many people, we are actually knowing them, who are earning in lakhs per month in just 8 to 10 years of experience in sales department also. So definitely it is a very challenging job, but it's a good career option also. Okay, so these are the major industrial job sectors which we can say. Apart from that, second is community hospital and clinical pharmacy. So these are the practicing area of pharmacy, and pharmacists here are actually creating a link between doctors and patients. So dispensing and patient counseling are the major roles of community pharmacists as well as hospital pharmacists, and they use evidence-based advice for medicines, and they provide unbiased details of information to patients. Sometimes it is also required to consult doctors if some errors are made by them. So this is very important field where community pharmacists are working or hospital pharmacists are working. And as we discussed earlier, clinical pharmacy is still in early stage, we can say, because see, government is making arrangement, even PCI is also making arrangement for same. They are trying to create posts in every hospital. Small scale government based medical center, primary healthcare centers are there. In that also they are trying to create posts, but some of the difficulties are there, regulated and regulatory and other difficulties are there, but they are trying to create jobs in this sector. Apart from that, clinical pharmacists can also work in industry, in different pharmacovigilance, and different departments are there where they can work. Their knowledge is utilized over there. Okay, so this is the community pharmacist. Then, see, this is a very interesting data, which you can see on your screen. The pharmacists are most trusted professionals. This is a very proud moment for us. This is data of 2020 index, Veracity Index 2020, which gave pharmacists at number 2 point, just 1% behind the nurses. So, which is a very proud moment for us that pharmacists are actually, if you can see that many people are directly visiting pharmacies and ask for the medicine. Actually, OTC medicine they can ask, and they have trust that pharmacists can provide them a proper medicine. So this is what pharmacist level is right now. Always pharmacists to work behind the curtains for the industry, but now people are also understanding the roles of pharmacists slowly, because so many campaigns are going on right now by government, by PCI bodies, by colleges, by some communities like us also. We are trying to create awareness in the society where we are staying or where we are performing. We are providing information about what exactly the roles of pharmacists are. And the main problem is that actually we pharmacists are not aware about our roles. Okay, so when we are not knowing how we can communicate to the society, okay, we are also member of a society. We are staying in somewhere. We are performing at somewhere. So we need to know and we need to understand. Even if you are going in the production, you need to understand that what other fields are there that their pharmacists are performing. So it is very important for us to understand it. Then these are the other services where pharmacy professionals can actually work. The first is government, that all of you are aware, many of you wants to go in government job. So pharmacists in hospitals or in healthcare centers, then drug inspectors are there, government analysts are there. These are a major work area for pharmacists in government sectors. Apart from that, teaching, it is a very humble profession where the teachers or professors are creating future pharmacists, giving them proper guidance, proper knowledge, and make them aware about the present scenarios are going on in the industry as well as in the society. So teaching, they are also involved in research also along with the teaching. So very humble profession, teaching. Then next is the medical transcription and telecalling. So medical transcription is nothing but the voice recorded medical samples are sent to outsource in India. Okay. and then those are actually studied by proper pharmacist and healthcare team, and they transfer those data in a text, and they transfer those things to the outsourced companies. Okay, and telecalling is this is not well established for our country in India, but telecalling is a big sector in USA because patients are common men are more aware, more wants to know what they are taking. If they are taking any medicine, suppose they are taking a paracetamol, they want to know everything about paracetamol. They want to know side effects. If suppose they are taking a medicine and some reaction happened on their body, notable reaction happens, so immediately they call on the numbers which are given. So this is what the telecalling, and these jobs are outsourced from US to India also, where Indian professionals are providing information to them that what exactly can be done. Okay. Then medical writing and medical coding is there, right? So this is also a very important and very interesting field. These two are different, okay? Medical transcription as well as telecalling is also different, and medical writing and medical coding is also different. Medical writing is nothing but the creating scientific documents. Suppose if any company is there, they are creating literatures for the doctors, they are creating for literatures for the sales team. Apart from their paper publishing, everything is comes under this medical writing, or sometimes it's also called scientific writing. And then medical coding is there. In this, actually, in USA and Canada, they have a system of insurance, well-established system where so many codes are given for particular medicines, or sorry, for particular diseases. So if such filings are, there are so many filings are going on in USA, those are outsourced in India, where these alphanumeric codes are diagnosed and all the details are filed by Indian pharmacists and send them back to the US professionals. So this is how these fields are there, where also pharmacists can work. These are also good paying jobs. Okay, it's not something like that you are not going to get a good salary. Even in teaching also, if someone is there in professor level or higher level, they are earning less. So many opportunities are there when we are talking about the job, when we are thinking about the salary. So these so many jobs options are there for pharmacy. Apart from that, there are some emerging jobs, which we can say the future jobs which are going to come. Some of them are already came. Okay, some of them are in the pipeline. So first is e-pharmacy. So online pharmacy, you all know about medicines. You will get medicines by uploading your prescription online. So still it is in we can say emerging stage. But in the right now, just before a week only, USA has already launched some machines like ATM machines. We have same type of machines are launched in USA, where one pharmacy is sitting behind the screen. He's sitting somewhere else, okay, and if you are providing prescription to him by sitting in that his location, he can just see that which medicines are required. And USA has a proper procedure of filing the prescription. They are undergoing those processes immediately, and they are providing that particular medicines. If you are suppose $2 or $5 are there for that particular medicine, and you are putting that much amount of money in a machine, and immediately the particular medicines will come out with proper description. So this level of things are going on right now in USA, and e-pharmacy are opposed in country because of so many problems are there, because we have diversified country, we have diversified things are there in our country. So still it is in a baby stage, we can say. But this sector has opportunity to create so many jobs, because if we will create some rules that particular, we can say a particular prescription, if for 20 prescription or 10 prescription, one pharmacist should be there, then it will going to create a huge job sector. This can be a future in pharmacy. Then next is research in rare diseases. See, more than 8,000 rare diseases are there, which are actually not people are seeing in front of them. But if you, as you will start your own ventures or start a research on rare diseases, more than 350 diseases are there in India. There is no, because see, in India, the number of people who are having this rare disease is not clear because of lack of data. But believe me, the number is very big. Okay, it is in lakhs. and 350 diseases are very common in this rare diseases also. So all the researches are going on right now in the abroad, US, UK, Canada. These all countries are doing research in this sector, but unfortunately, we are not looking at it. This is also a sector where one medicine, and there are also a very nice news in USA also, where if a particular person is researching, so they are getting funding from the government itself. So this kind of rules right now, India is also trying to make rules in rare diseases. Let me tell you that India is also working on that, started working on it. So this is also a future where we can see jobs. Then SAT and SAT. Already jobs are there in SAS and SAT. These are nothing but just a programming software. They are used in drug development, clinical trials, even in the packaging and all the production department. Everywhere these softwares are used, SAT. So the SAT certified professionals can join in, and if someone is from a pharma background, so they are more likely to get hired in this sector. Then SAS is nothing but analytical softwares, okay, statistical analytical software, using which you can get a particular data in clinical trials and all. So this SAT and SAS are also, we can say, emerging job, but already jobs are there, but limited numbers. Then artificial intelligence. So pharmacies can also be important part in AI system to evolve machine-based medicine systems. Okay, so this is you may know that now machines are also working. Okay, in the healthcare sector, they are providing information on diagnosis, and as well as they are providing information about how particular drug can be given to the patient and how it is reacting. So these all things are happening right now. So along with joining with the IT team, pharmacists can also work. Many big companies like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, even LG, those are all are there in the artificial intelligence. IBM Watson is also big name. So many companies are there, big companies which are there in healthcare of AI. Then medical science liaison. This job is already there, okay, but not well known. So I kept it in the emerging job section. Whenever and a PharmD professionals have chances to get hired in this one, okay. So companies, whenever new research molecules are coming in the market, so what exactly companies are doing? They are start communicating with the healthcare professionals, top level healthcare professionals. They start communicate about clinical trials. They start communicate about what we say particular data, that how this medicine is performing, what is the results, and how they can utilize it. They are not involved in the sales of that particular medicine. It's a pre-sales work. Okay, they are not asking doctors to provide prescription. They are asking they are just sharing knowledge about that particular medicine. So this is also a very big area, and PharmD professionals should try in this, because in USA they are hiring. In India, I have seen that only MDs are hired right now, but you can definitely try, because your knowledge is of that level that you can work in this field, medical science lies. The next is academics and skills. So what are the importance of studies? Many of the students, I'm just very feeling disheartened that many of the students are actually not studying properly. They are not gaining proper knowledge, and then they are asking a particular institute or college, and even they are saying that pharmacy is not having job. Okay, see, pharmacy is knowledge-based industry as well as skill-based industry. So you must have knowledge as well as skills, because in industry, no one will going to teach you. You have to learn it by yourself. So you have these all skills in you. Okay. So first is academics. So pharmaceutical industry requires candidate with full basic knowledge, especially for the freshers I am talking about. Okay. And also by doing good in academics, you will get chance to publish papers. Okay, you are also have chance for co-curriculum activities, which are very important, by attending conference, seminars, which also enhances your knowledge base. Okay, sometimes when you are getting joining in a job, it is become difficult to do in co-curriculum activities. But in academic level, you have most chances that you can access these things very easily. Apart from that, you can also participate in extracurricular activities while you are studying. just like sports and different things. And these things actually enhance your skill, increase your mental strength. It is also very important. These extracurriculum activities are also very important. And pharmacy students should be taught in academics environment in which they are in contact with students and other healthcare persons, which allow establishment of concept of healthcare team and professional collaboration. If suppose you are working, if you are studying in a particular class, you have 60 students or 50 students, and full college in a 4 year, if you can say 200 students are there. If you are going ahead, so new students are adding, so you can at least, if you have this ability of communication and to connect with people, you have chance that you can connect minimum 400 300 to 400 pharmacy professionals, because in future different people will join in different fields. So if you, and it will be helpful for you to get job. So this is very important that you are getting chance for collaboration. Okay, so pharmacy is knowledge and skill based industry, which we already discussed. Then what are the important skills you need apart from the hard skills? Now, see, hard skills means what you learn in laboratory, what you have to perform in industry. These are hard skills, which are very important, which you are, if you are going through a proper education system, you will get proper knowledge of that, right? So same way, these skills, soft skills are also important, and I have highlighted some 8 important soft skills. First is communication skills. Communication skills means how you can communicate, how you can convey your message to the fellow professionals, which is very important. Okay, and apart from that, honesty is also required. That honesty, why? Because when you are going in an interview, interviewer or HR professional ask you certain questions, and those questions are actually judging your honesty. They are also judging, while you are speaking, they are judging your communication skills. They are judging your honesty, that this person is honest or not. Because in pharmaceutical industry, you have to take responsibility of your work. Whatever you are doing, if it is going wrong, still you have to take responsibility of it. If it is going in a right way, then definitely everyone will take responsibility for it. So honesty is also important. That positive attitude should be there. See, there are many research going on this, that if a person has positive attitude, he can actually bring a positive energy in particular environment where he is working, and automatically it start affecting the productivity in positive way. So positive attitude is also important. Then work ethics, definitely ethics. When you start when you join in pharmacy, first thing was make you learn is ethics. That whatever professional ethics are there, whatever work ethics are there, that you have to follow. Then leadership. See, leadership is not comes with inborn. You have to develop it. Many people say that okay, he's a born leader. No, no one is born leader. You have to work on it. You have to work on your capabilities. You have to work on your skills, because so many industry areas are there where they require a team leader who can guide the proper team. Because whatever we are doing, whatever we are working, a single person cannot handle multitask. Okay, so there is a team. So you need to have this quality also in yourself. Then flexibility. Now, why flexibility is important in pharmaceutical industry? Many people think that pharmaceutical industry work on SOPs, right? You have given particular standard operating procedures are that you have to follow it. So what is the need of flexibility in that? Actually, flexibility is very important, because while you are performing any experiments or while you are working anywhere, so you need to be flexible. If some errors are arising which are not seen before, you need to have ideas at how to resolve that. Also, apart from that, if you are working in particular direction, suppose if you are working in QA, okay, and you have good knowledge of regulatory affairs, and company know that you have good regulatory affairs ability, and if they want you to join in that particular field and giving you a promotion, then definitely anyone can join it. So you need this flexibility in you, that you can work in any environment. Then behavior, definitely see, professional behavior is very important. Even if someone is your junior, even he is senior, you have to behave properly with them, because this is how the professional links are joined with each other. Some person, if your colleague right now, and he maybe have a more ability, and he join in some other company and become a senior manager. Okay, and sometimes you need his help. So these things should be always there. Okay, so this can be achieved by how we are behaving with fellow professionals. And then time management. Always we learn in the college that if timing is 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you have to reach on particular that time or before that time. So time management is also important, because in R&D, F&D, even in production, timelines are there, that in particular time you have to work, you have to perform in that particular times. So these skills are very important. Now see, most of these skills are acquired. Okay, you have to acquire it by. You can also take some extra courses, or you can develop by yourself. But these things are very important while you are working in pharmaceutical industry. Then this is very important and very interesting. How to choose job, because as you have seen that these many jobs are there. Now, which job to choose? Okay, so self-assessment is very important while you are studying in B.Pharm. First question arises that whether I have to go for job or for further studies. Okay, then again questions arise if I want to go for further studies in M.Pharm or MBA or any other diverse areas. So these questions are very common. Okay, so self-assessment is very important. You have to understand about yourself. You have to understand that what is your goal, what is your target, and how you want to achieve it. What are skills are there inside you, and how you can perform in particular area. Okay, so self-assessment is very important. Okay, suppose if you have a good communication skill, okay, you are a challenge-taking person, so definitely you can go in sales, right? Some jobs are there where more communication is not required. Sometimes you think that, okay, I'm not good with the communication. So you can go in such type of jobs. There is nothing harm in them. Everywhere, see, don't run behind money or salary. Okay, because in the industry, what you are going to perform is completely different what you are doing in the classrooms or during your academics. There is a huge difference. If you ask any industrial professional, this is the very common thing that they will inform you or they will tell you. Now, industry, when hiring you as a fresher in any sector, okay, for 6 months to 1 year, you don't know anything about the processes, you don't know anything. So actually, industry is giving you a training, and they are also giving you some salary for that. So you have to think positively for that. Okay, once you will start gaining knowledge, once you will develop skills, definitely, immediately, industry will take you as a granted, and they will give you a good salary. Okay, so this is how it is work. Okay, it's not something like that in even see we in India, we are highly populated country. Even in MBBS or MD doctors, when they want to start their career, they are getting problems. Okay, initially they are not getting proper jobs, or they are not. If even they are starting their own setup, so they also have their own problems. Even in the engineering, also they have problems. Same way, pharmacy. If someone is telling you, please, this is very important. If someone is telling you that there are no jobs in pharmacy, just cut out from that person. He is a very negative person. Okay, so you don't have to take that negatively. There are many jobs. Definitely, see, as a fresher, it is very difficult to start in industry. But once you are getting in, slowly, your level of salary as well as your level of knowledge will be same in compared to other highest jobs, just like IT and all. So you can compare some 10 years or 15 years of back. You have the same salary scales as they have in IT. So this is how it is working. And also, pharmaceutical industry has lots of money to give you. Okay, they have lots of money. They are very huge companies. But the thing is whether you have the ability to grasp that particular position, which is very important for a personal contribution, personal assessment is important because of that only. Okay. Next is how to get job. How to reach a right job on right time. So there are some points I have highlighted. First is explore various job sites. There are many job sites are there. Okay, and first come first. This is a first step. You can make your profiles in Naukri, Monster, LinkedIn. So many job portals are there, and we are also one of them. Pharma is providing information of many government, non-government jobs. Okay, so this is the very first step. The next is join various social media groups. Okay, so in this internet era, you may aware about social networking websites such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, etc. So this particular Facebook, Twitter, they have particular sections are there, particular groups are there, in which people are actually pharmacists and other health professionals are providing free information on jobs, as well as not only jobs, but they are also providing information on how to enhance your professional skills, how to enhance techniques. So you should join such groups on various social sites and apps. The next is register with local consultants. So when you are going out as a fresher, this is also important thing you have to do. Suppose if you are staying in an area where many pharmaceutical industries are not there, so in that condition, local consultancies have may not have that much job related to pharmacy, but you have to move in that particular area. Suppose in Gujarat, for an example, I'm giving you in Gujarat, in Vapi, in Ankleshwar, in Ahmedabad, okay, Baroda. Big plants are there from for pharmaceutical industry. Apart from that, in Maharashtra, Mumbai is there, and Aurangabad is there. Okay, in northeast, Badi is there in Himachal Pradesh. So many areas are there where cluster of pharmacy industries are there, pharmaceutical industries are there. So where you can move. Okay, and if you are going there, so many local consultancies are there. Okay, and companies are actually require local candidates. Now this is very important. Why? So because it will decrease the liability of company. Okay, manageable salaries they can work if they are freshers. Okay, so many convenient factors are there for particular company. So any company work for profit, definitely. You are also joining to get something out of it. So definitely you have to move in pharmaceutical industry. It is there. If you want to work, you have to move in particular areas because industry is not going to come to you. You have to go to the industry. Okay, and also a very important factor in this that there are many fraud local consultancies may be there. Okay, so you do not give any money or anything. Okay, because no company is asked for money for providing jobs. So be particularly sure about that. Okay. Then next is referrals. Now this is what I was talking about earlier. That see, referrals will not always necessary. Okay, it will not, but it is good for you that you are actually chance for interview because of reference. It may not win you a job. Okay, but at least you have opportunity to attend the interview. You can understand the environment. You can think about it that how things are working. So this is very important. So how you get a reference? Many people are say, sir, we are not knowing anyone in the industry. So how I will get reference? So it is very easy that from the seniors, your batchmates who are already working in the industry, okay, and there is nothing to sigh or feeling small to ask for help, okay, right? So it is the referral is very important. Then next is join extra skill-based courses. Now you can join in any practical training which will be useful during your job. And human resources and technical departments always prefer a candidate who have extra bit of knowledge and training. Suppose if you are 10 candidates are there, okay, out of that 10, 3 are GPAT pass out. So, okay, the HR will think, okay, this particular person is somewhat knowledgeable. Okay, out of that 3, 1 is having a particular course. Suppose he is applying for regulatory affairs and he has some joined or completed some extra bit of course on regulatory affairs. So he is in clinical research. So clinical research courses. So this will going to give a particular extra what we say extra thing about yourself that okay this particular candidate has extra knowledge. So this will going to work in your favor in that case. So definitely join extra skill-based courses is also fruitful for you. It is not mandatory, but if you are joining, it is good for you. Then this is a very important thing that create LinkedIn profile. See, nowadays HR professionals are very sharp and they can track a candidate on social media. They can also give, even on Facebook and also other media, social media also, they can see that how this particular person is from your post, from your photos or anything you are posting on that, they can get idea about yourself. Sometimes people are faking in their job interviews. So HRs can actually, from their particular profile, social media profiles, can make out that, okay, this person is faking or he's honest one. Okay. And out of that, LinkedIn is very important because LinkedIn is nothing but the professional networking. Okay, so you must invest, I will say, sometime in LinkedIn to highlight your skills, making new contacts, engaging with people, and posting content that is relevant to your professional interest. Suppose if you are fresher, but you can post things relating to, suppose you want to go in production, so you can post things related to production. So this is very important to create LinkedIn profile. Then this is what we discussed. Concentrate on skills and not on salary. Okay. If you are entry level, now generally people say that, okay, sir, the people who is daily wages is earning more than me. Okay, this is the comes first in most of the people's mind who are joining in the industry. See, when you are starting in the pharmaceutical industry, your knowledge is somewhat limited. Okay, you have only bookish knowledge or practical knowledge also regarding what you did a small scale experiments in your labs, in your college. But when you are going in industry, big scale things are there, big scale experiments are there. So you need to concentrate on your skill. What you are going to learn from that particular job, which is very important. Okay. So see, pharmaceutical industry has no powerful salary for talented people. But for that, you need to acquire skills and learn industrial processes. Okay. So it is very important to work on your skills. If you will compare after 10 years with some daily wages person, he might be have a salary difference of somewhere around 1 to 2% or 10%, but you will have a salary difference of around more than 200%, or depending on your skills, it can be more higher. Okay. So concentrate on your skills, not on your salary. And very important that pharmacy profession, pharmacy education is also providing you opportunity to join entrepreneurship, right? You can start your own companies, let it be a marketing, let it be a contract manufacturing, right? You can also start right now, a chain pharmacy is also going on. Okay, you can also start your pharmacy stores are there. So many opportunities are there for pharmacy in this sector also. Entrepreneurships are always open. Even many people are doing jobs of what we say exporting particular medicine or importing particular medicine. So many different job sectors are there in entrepreneurship for pharmacy professionals. Okay, so with that, I am just resting my session today, and hope you understand the career in pharmacy. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I may not able to cover it, but pharmacy itself has huge job opportunities are there. Your entrepreneurship opportunities are there. So this is what I am resting with this career in pharmacy. Thank you. Jose, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And in the session, excellently, all the audience have been it, and we have got almost 300 people live and more than 2,000 views. So congratulations, sir. On the Sunday, you have taken time from your busy schedule and enlightening us on the various job career prospects of public sector, private sector, as well as overseas abroad. So you have widely told about this career opportunities and various sort of job search strategies like social media networking and consulting, referrals, local for vocal. Obviously, companies are now hiring local residents and a lot of technical skill development, soft skill, hard skill, and working on the self profiles, research profiles like ResearchGate, Orchid ID, Google Scholar, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp. People have started recruiting people from Facebook about their posts, WhatsApp status, Facebook stories. So, and the last slides were very good and impressive in terms of entrepreneurship going on with clinical e-pharmacy, hospital community pharmacy. So, I am thankful to you, Rajesh sir, for your excellent session today, for enlightening all virtual audience of pharmacy today. And at the same time, I am thankful to our joint moderator, Mr. Sanjay Nagdev, moderator Mr. Ankur Agarwal ji, our president of SPSR, Dr. Shashi Aluk sir, and IGAPSR editor, Mrs. Monica Sabarwal. She is also as a secretary for this SPSR. And I'm thankful to all the media coordinator team, Roshan, Shivam, Manu, Hardik, Yogendra, and everybody who was connected to us directly or indirectly. So, sir, thank you so much for your session today, and hope so we are also planning future sessions with you, because today's session was very, very much informative in terms of recent times of pharmacy. Once again, I thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
So much, sir.
Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajesh sir. The session was very good and very energetic, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh sir. Very energetic
Thank you,
session,
Ankur
sir.
ji. Thank you,
Thank
Sanjay
you.
ji. Thank you.
इस एनर्जेटिक सेशन के लास्ट में सर, इस कोरोना काल का जो समय चल रहा है, इसमें सारे वर्चुअल प्रोग्राम ही चल रहे हैं, इसमें मैं 2 लाइन आप सबके माध्यम से, इस प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से अपने स्टूडेंट्स, अपने फार्मेसी फील्ड और पूरे भारतवर्ष को कुछ कहना चाहूँगा। अगर आप लोगों के यहाँ आए, इतना समय दिया, इसके लिए वेरी वेरी थैंक्स सर। तो 2 लाइनें जरा मैं कहना चाहता हूँ सभी लोगों के लिए। कोरोना काल के समय में, रात है गहरी काली, सूरज को रोक ना पाएगी, आई है जो मुश्किल, वो मुश्किल भी कट जाएगी, आशा के उजियारे में मिट जाएंगी दूरियां, जब होगा सवेरा तो फिर ये जिंदगी मुस्कुराएगी, तो ये फिर ये जिंदगी मुस्कुराएगी। इंडिया फाइट कोरोना, स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ। थैंक यू।
Very good. Nice line, sir. Okay, sir.